ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Software Inc. I'm, of course, the ConflictNerd, and today, well, I guess it's the beginning of the end, because this is either going to be the second to last video of this season, or it's going to be the last, depending on what we get done today in a reasonable time frame. So, you guys really came out in force in the comments of the previous episode, because there were just some ridiculous suggestions, and I did say go ridiculous. We have some people saying try to make the equivalent of the US government's worth, which is 500 trillion. I don't think we're gonna get there in 60 minutes of gameplay, to be honest. We have skipped the future for futuristic computers. I would, but that's not going to bring anything new to the series. Like, we've never done that. We haven't done that in 4 seasons of Software Inc. We've never had hollow computers because we kind of get to this point around 2005 where everything's been done and there's nothing else to do. So, we've yet to do that, and this isn't going to be the season that we do that in. Make a phone and charge $2 million for it. I'm not going to do because I'm not going to go through every comment, by the way. I'm not doing that because of the simple fact that people didn't buy a £1 million phone, so I don't think that's a good idea. I'm just gonna let this run, actually, while I look through a couple more comments. Make a giant building, like 100 by 100, and fill it with one server, then copy it on top of itself, so it's a super OP server. I would, but we don't need a super OP server, unfortunately, so that's another thing. Let's list everything we're not doing this episode. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I will tell you what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do what we do. We're gonna make some software. We're gonna sell it. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna make some games. We're gonna make some web-based stuff. We're gonna make some antivirus. And we're gonna see how it goes. Something else I would like to do as well is I would actually like to build a big building. I have an idea for a big building, and it's sort of based on what someone said. It's sort of based on the person's idea to make a giant building for a server, and it's based on someone else's idea, which was to put all my teams together. My idea is that we build a giant building, and then do 3 teams. We have designers, we have programmers, and we have artists. And then what we do is we have enough space so that we can automatically hire exactly, and no less, exactly 100 people per part of the team. Also, I'm going to buy the entire map because I can. Because at this point, I don't think I need to worry about saving money. I'll be honest, I don't see that as a concern. There's the little fence thing. Let's drag it out. There we go. So we own this entire space, which is kind of crazy. This will actually look super interesting on the main menu as well to see. Hold on a minute. I don't think I've ever shown the main menu in one of these videos. But no, it doesn't. It would only, oh, I didn't bloody save! There we go! That's what our land looks like on the main menu. I'm not gonna fill all of that space, but I am eyeing up this space here, and I think that could be good for 300 more employees. So this is the space we're working with. I'm not entirely sure if this'll work. I honestly don't know if my frame rate's even really gonna hold up with what I plan on doing here. But I'm curious to see how much is this. That's almost $500,000 to claim that space as one building. That's kind of crazy. Okay. I don't necessarily want to make it a big square. In fact, honestly, I think what I'll do is I'll make some 12 by 12 sort of blocks in the corner. So those are going to be individual rooms. This ground floor is actually going to be kind of similar to what we did on the server building. So if I do 12 by 12 in the corners, and then another couple of pillars sort of in between, we could have an interesting looking thing here. So let's see what we can do. So the game's having a bit of a tough time at the moment, and well, that's sort of going to be the case when you're building something this size and you already have all of this and you have as many employees as I have. But I do want to run you through what I'm doing here, and then we'll get on with a little bit more time lapse. But basically, there's going to be 3 floors. This is going to be the size of each floor, and each floor is going to have these little square bits going up the side of them, so they sort of look like pillars. And on each floor, these little bits here are all going to be bathrooms, because we're going to have a hell of a lot of people here. So all of these are going to be little bathrooms around the edge of the building, and then these orange walls in the middle are going to have large windows on them. But let me just show you what I mean about the game struggling here. If I just go and select all of these and try to delete them, 18 rooms, very small, no detail. I hit enter a second ago, it's still processing, I still can't move. There we go. Yeah. It's having a bit of a rough time, needless to say. It's not doing so well right now, but that's okay, because through the magic of editing, you don't have to, you don't have to put up with that, do you? So, enjoy! Wow, I've just spent... I've been recording for like 40 minutes, and this episode's gonna be like 5 minutes thus far, so that's kind of great. This room has 90 computers in it. This is one room on one floor, and it has 90 computers in it. That's kind of silly, but fortunately I can just delete this room from over here that we had previously, and I should be able to just clone this one without too much trouble. So if I just rotate it twice, I should be able to just chuck it there. Oh, bloody hell. It's because it's not supported, isn't it? Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to have to do to make this work. We're going to have to come in here with something like this as a support for this room. That might still be a little bit too little, though. So if we do this kind of thing as well, and do that... Oh, that's underground. That should be enough to support the room, is what I'm thinking. So if we just go ahead and clone you and rotate. There we go. 123,000 for that room, which is, took a little bit to load in there, but that's okay. Then we just get rid of... Oh, I can't get rid of these, can I? No, because they're being used for support. Okay, well, that's kind of great. That completely messes with my bloody design, doesn't it? Okay. This makes things tricky, because apparently I need that room, and I'm telling you, there's no way in hell that I'm gonna be making this all again. It's probably gonna happen, isn't it? It's probably gonna bloody happen. Let's see if I can maybe separate this into separate rooms and do it that way. Well, I wound up simply cloning this room, and I had to make a redesign to the underside of my building, which is now this. Which I guess looks interesting enough. I kind of like how this looks, I suppose. I like that we have this inner courtyard, which is going to be dark as hell, considering what we've done here. I am slightly concerned, though, that when it comes to doing these rooms, I'm gonna have to do them by hand. Because there's no way I'm gonna be able to copy one over, because it's mostly unsupported at this point, so... Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's great, is what that is. So that's super exciting, and I'm not quite sure what I will actually end up doing about that. Because... that definitely complicates things. That is what that does. Let's unify those rooms at least. I mean, this doesn't look so bad. Like, I kind of like this, and I kind of like the idea that maybe these two huge sections could be server rooms, so that we have like this super server, and then these could be lounges and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's things we can do. It just doesn't necessarily apply to my creative vision thus far, which is kind of annoying. So, what we'll do is, I'm just going to go ahead and grab some sofas, because I want to chuck these in beside the elevators there. And I'm also realizing something. I'm realizing that cleaning this building is probably going to be a bit of a nightmare. Because, well, I mean, I think we all know why it's going to be a nightmare. You've seen the size of it. You've seen me bloody building it. So this'll be interesting is what this'll be. I'm gonna need a hell of a lot of cleaning staff. So much so that I actually kind of like the idea of, well, this idea what I'm doing here, which is just fill this hallway with sofas, and we'll use this as a space for our cleaning staff to sit, because there's gonna be nowhere bloody else in this building for them to sit. Okay, let's be completely honest here. I think I bit off more than I can chew with this particular build, because it turns out that there's gonna be way more than 100 people per team, and yes, I did just clone this room and merge it, because if I didn't, this would have taken way too long, and I also had to do this down below to actually make this work. But I think it's fair to say I may have bitten off more than I can chew with this particular build, because... it's turning out to be incredibly complicated to get this to actually function the way I want it to. The design's completely gone out the window down here. I mean, it still looks good from here, but down here it's a mess. And this room isn't actually lit up all that well either, which is kind of annoying the hell out of me. But I do have an idea, which, just because... Where the hell is my mouse? Oh, okay, my mouse was completely out of the game window there. What I reckon we could do is this space in between the desks, I could put like coffee machines on these. And that's possibly a decent idea, to be honest, because as much as I want to do some nice lounges down below all of this, I have a feeling that we are gonna need just coffee machines in these rooms. Because each group of tables has, I think, 90 computers. So, we're looking at, a lot of people here. If I just go ahead and select, this room alone is going to have 216 people in it. This room is 90, and this room is 90, and we have another room to do, and this space to fill out, and then 2 more floors. So, yeah, I think I may have got carried away with this idea, but oh god, I mean, as ideas go, this is silly. This is really silly and potentially not gonna work. This may like corrupt my save or break my game. I don't know what this is going to do. But I think as potential season finales go, because again, this may be our final episode. As potential season finales go, I think I'm doing a pretty good job thus far. I'll be honest. I think it's going well. Guys, it's done. we have a floor that's done, sort of. It's gonna take a lot to staff this, and I think what might be the best idea is to just move my crapple designers, programmers, and artists out here rather than making new teams, because I feel like that's the better idea. But here's the thing. We need to select this entire floor. That's what we need to do. We need to select this floor, and I think there's a way to do that. There might not be. It might... there we go. No, that's the room. Is there not a way to select an entire floor? I always thought there was. That's the entire building, which is kind of not what I want to do. So if I just click there, that's the room, that's room colors, that's building floor. There we go. Okay, so what I'm actually wanting to see, if I just right click that chair. No, that's all the furniture in the room, the building. So we select all of those, 264 chairs in there. Oh my god, 300, oh what the hell? No, that was one room, wasn't it? We need to merge that. Hold on a second. Let me just merge that room. Because that was how I copied this over. That was completely my bad. Hold on, let's just fix this before we get a tally of how many tables or how many chairs we have here, because the amount of chairs we have obviously directly correlates to how many computers we have. So, yeah, there's that. So let's go ahead and grab the modern computer, of which we'll chuck a bunch into here. There we go, so get all of those in there. Then get the office chairs in front of the computers, of course. Okay, so we're going to be looking at a grand total of 90, 354, 444, 708 employees per floor. Okay. I'm just gonna save my game. Because, this isn't gonna work. This is going to crash. How valuable is this floor? £1 million for this floor. Okay. Whatever. Can we clone it? Let's find out what I've clicked. Oh, did that actually work? It's not loaded yet. Like it's still. That actually worked. Wow, I'm kind of impressed. Now we need to do it again. Is what we need to do. So let's just do that. Oh wow, this is Oh, I'm actually bloody doing this, aren't I? Oh, hold on, the game's not responding. Oh no, it's fine. Oh my god. I mean, we've done it. We have done it. We've got 3 floors. Can I just build a room down like this? Can I do that? I absolutely can. That's gonna be... Why is this lagging? After everything I've just done, that was the thing that nearly crashed the bloody game. Let me just save again. Because I'm not entirely convinced this is going to continue working for much longer. I'm going to try and save frequently, because I feel like that's a good idea. So let me just do that. Let me go ahead and select that room, and then select those 2 rooms, and I want to unify the styles. Then I want to select those 2 rooms, and I want to clone them, which may or may not work, we'll see. Then I just lay them down just there. And that should give me a border at the top of the building, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's almost working. Hold on. Wait for it. Oh god, the game did properly stop responding there. So, there's what our building looks like outside of build mode. Interesting, actually. I kind of like it. I like the style. No lounges in this building. Oh god, the lights. No, the lights did copy. It's just bloody dark. Okay. I guess what I really need to do is just get teams in here. I'm not gonna bother with servers just yet. So let me just find... Where's my my room labels are what I kind of need right now. Oh god, of course that's even lagging the bloody game. Okay. So what I need is my Crapple programmers no longer have this room. So this is going to be no longer Crapple programmers. The Crapple artists, this is, I am not sure about this decision. I'm really not. And the designers. And then we're going to move them. Oh god. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? This is silly. This is so silly. Let me select this floor. I'm in build mode. That's okay. Designers. So that entire floor is for designers. Except we'll change the hallway in a minute. This entire floor is gonna be for the programmers. And this entire floor is gonna be for the artists. And then the hallways are gonna be set to just anyone. There we go. Let's just see what's about to happen. Let me just save my game again. In fact, it might, no, it should be fine, it should be fine. So those are my, these three teams here. You're gonna need to watch these numbers and see what happens. I've sped it up, 25, 27, I don't think we're gonna have, like, they are not gonna have the funds and automation to hire that many people. So let me just, like, give you, you've got 150,000 right now to do that. There's 1.5 million. In fact, let me just give you 5 million to hire the people that you're gonna need. So let's do that and hit enter. Let's do that and hit enter. And let's do, that's already done, okay. So let's speed things up and just watch these numbers. So there's currently over 200 people per team. We still need to hire at least another 500 per team, but the reason I have slowed down things a little bit is because of what's about to happen, which is scary, to say the least, because of the number of cars that are about to come onto the map. So you can't see my frame rate counter. Like, you can't see it. It's part of, you know, how the recording works, and that's all well and good. That's kind of the point. But you can see this is a slideshow at times, because the frame rate occasionally dips down to like 1 or 2. Because right now, the game is trying to figure out what the fuck it's going to do with 1,017 employees. Of which I just selected all of them. So, if you're wondering, first off, you know, how's my PC handling this? My PC being very high-end, surprisingly well considering it's 1,017 different employees. 10 frames per second isn't bad. If you were wondering if you'd be able to, you know, sort of reproduce this experiment on your laptop that you got for college or something, I wouldn't. Wouldn't recommend that. That's not something I would recommend. Let me just turn off the HUD and go into this mode for a second so we can get a oh my god. Well, the frame rate's even lower now. It's really not liking that. Let's just go back to this mode and sort of watch from this angle and see what happens. Oh my god. So it turns out the only time I can expect to get a reasonable frame rate is well beyond nighttime. And that was not the button I wanted to press. Yeah, oh god. This, I dread to think how many little alerts I'm going to be getting at this point. How many employees are on each team currently? Over 300, still not even half of what should be on each team. I will tell you what I haven't seen yet, though. I haven't actually seen these rooms filling up. So, I think what we're gonna do as a final thing for this season because I've decided that even if I want, I don't mind doing one more episode. I would like to round this season off at 20 episodes. I don't like the fact that 19 is what we got to rather than just going for 20. The reason that there won't be an episode 20 of this season is because the entire friggin' episode will be at like 5 frames per second, and once the Crapple designers, programmers, and artists arrive, you will see why. Also, select all. We're currently on 1,341 employees here at the company. So, yeah, we'll speed up time, and we'll get a glimpse at what exactly it looks like when everyone comes in to work. Let me also just stop marketing all the stuff that's not making us money. Okay, so here's another question, actually. How much are we spending on salaries per month? Where is it? Salaries per month is 1.4 million. Really? I thought it would be more than that. It seems like it would be more than that. Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. Whatever, let's just keep things rolling along a little bit, because like I said, I want to see what happens when I get to see the employees coming into work. Currently sitting at like 12 frames per second, frequently dropping down to 4, but this is the kind of experiment that I think is fitting for this season. I feel like what we've done here is accomplished something that you might not necessarily see anywhere else, because no one else really is as much of an idiot as I happen to be. So thus far, 1 frame per, it's literally a slideshow. It's 1 frame per sec. Oh shit, I've got them all selected. That's not going to help. That's a little better. Let's speed things up and see what the hell happens. So that's a bunch of them filing into the building. The game is just freezing right now. Okay, no, it is. It's because the lights are being switched on. Oh my god. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. That room would stink of coffee. That room would stink of worse than that. The building would stink of worse than coffee, actually. Never mind. That would stink of a lot worse than just coffee. With, 300 people in one room for, 9 hours a day. Pleasant. I think we get the idea, to be honest. And I think I'm going to leave it there for this season, because there's nothing I can do. We can't have a 20th episode. I'd have to just get rid of all of this, and I don't really want to do that. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There's a building that is there. There's 3 teams which have 367 employees, 418 employees, and 381 employees, all in one building. So, would I recommend you try this at home? No. And with that in mind, I want to thank you kind of for watching. This has been Season 4 of Software Inc. There will be a Season 5 shortly, and by shortly I mean after either the next update to Software Inc. or the one after, we'll see. Either way, thank you kind of for watching. I've been the Conflict Nerd. This has been Software Inc., and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.